It is like 6, I don't know, 6 something. I can't see, the towel's in the way. Got some toast in the toaster, making some breakfast for the girls. One of those nights, well, first of all, the Monday morning after Thanksgiving break, this is our first year having a school-aged kid, you know, and getting up early is so hard. And on top of that, just to complain a bit, no, I am reading the book The Nightingale for my book club, and it's by Kristen Hanna, one of my favorite authors. Her books are usually longer, and this one is no exception. Our book club meeting I'm hosting here actually in like, I want to say like a week and a half, and I hit the part of the book where you just can't put it down. So I could not stop reading last night. I was wide awake, and on top of that, it hit an incredibly sad part. So I'm like sobbing in bed, reading this book, trying not to wake up Tyler. It's like 1 a.m. I'm not tired at all because this book is too riveting. So anyway, here we are, mere a few hours later, and I'm like, please, coffee, do your best. Okay, so shout out to these little guys from One Love. I will link her website. She sent them to us a while ago, and we use them daily. If you have multiple kids that need, like, you share cups, you know what I mean? But they need to have their name on them. We used to do stickers, and we still have stickers we'll use for some things, but this is so nice because then it's not permanent. So inevitably, Genevieve will end up using this in a few days, and I can just swap it for a different little name band. So I had never heard of these, didn't even know they were a thing, and this is totally like solved a problem for us that we started to have once we had 2 kids, you know?
Oh my gosh, that kicked my butt. Turns out when you don't go to the gym for 6 weeks and then you try and go back, it'll knock you out. Oh my goodness, I am gonna be so sore tomorrow. But it's good to be back.
Pinocchio, you did it, bud! So brave! So this is the place we've been taking him like since he was a puppy, and he's like 9.5 now, but it's right by the interstate, and it is always so bizarre because they have this little grassy area with like a pickup, you know, waste station for dogs, you know. And so you're allowed to walk around it, but I'm like, it's just so bizarre because the interstate's right there. I'm like, I feel like there should be like a fence or something blocking it. Nope. Also, if you can't see how cold it is, I'm trying to see if you can see. All right, we are at work somehow, Pinocchio. What? Pinocchio survived his 5 minutes at the vet getting the nail Dremel done. He's sleeping as if he just like survived the craziest thing. But he gets so stressed out about it. We've tried to do his nails at home when he was younger, and no. We tried PetSmart, and they basically told us that they couldn't handle him. I don't know, it was like the most bizarre thing. And so ever since we started taking him to our usual vet for the nail Dremel, it's been a dream. Like, he gets a little nervous, but he's in and out in 5 minutes. He gets his treats. He's a happy camper. So, yeah, we've gotten questions like, why do you take him to the vet just to get his nails trimmed? That's why. Anyway, so I am currently watching through a video my editors just uploaded to our, like, site we use to, like, transfer files back and forth. So I am going to watch through that. It's actually a sponsored like brand deal video. And if you're just curious, some of the behind the scenes, basically, usually those videos to a brand are due like 2 days before they go live. And so that gives time for them to watch the video if they have any notes or like edits, whatever. Usually it's something like, hey, can you put a pop-up of your promo code? Like, here's your that kind of thing. It's usually something really minor. And I will say too, the brands I tend to work with, they usually are really good about letting me kind of just talk about what I genuinely love about the thing and not be so prescriptive in the talking points. Anyway, that's all. If you were curious behind the scenes. So that's what I'm doing. I'm watching it, and then I'm going to get all of it together to send to the brand, see if they have any notes. It's actually, if you're curious, it's Rakuten. And I worked with them for so long, years ago, and I haven't worked with them in so long. And I use Rakuten, which used to be Ebates. Remember those days? I have used that for like 10 years. Every time I shop, like this is not sponsored, I use it always. Every single time I shop, like no matter what, without even thinking about it, because it's just like a part of my routine. So my point is, it's just amazing to work with them because I'm like, man, like this is something that runs deep for me. Anyway, so that video will be going live, I think, the next day after you're seeing this. Anywho, so that's what I am doing. We end up bringing our pot of coffee from home. If we're both going to be here, we'll just straight up, we had our first cup in there and we just bring the literal pot here with us because it's like insulated and it keeps the coffee hot for a long time. So no coffee generally gets wasted, which is nice. And that which we don't finish becomes iced coffee. We just pour it like in a mason jar and put it in the fridge. Hey, cutie.
Why are you filming me?
I don't know. Really, I was popping this up to show this cutie boy. Hi, handsome. He said, I just gotta wait here.
Oh boy, laying in sun patches.
Yeah, I see that tail. Yes, I do. Handsome boy. You found a good sun patch. Yes, yes, yes.
Well, howdy. So if you haven't seen it before, this is our podcast room where we film the Disneyville podcast. We keep most of it set up all the time, but I was just going to show you here kind of what it looks like behind the scenes. So we actually, I think we're going to get rid of this couch here eventually. It kind of helps a little bit with soundproofing, but it also it's a lot of furniture in this little space here, and we don't ever use this. We would only ever use it. It's a pull-out couch, so we would only ever use it if we slept here. But anyway, so we have the lights and the microphones, and we have a little monitor here that we can see ourselves. So if you ever see us, by the way, in the podcast, like looking down, we're looking at that because that's our little monitor so we can see ourselves. We just got that like 3 episodes ago, maybe 4-ish episodes ago. And it is so amazing to be able to see ourselves. It's a long story. We used to be able to see ourselves when we filmed at home because we had a TV in the room and I could connect the camera to that. But then when we moved here, we never ended up having one. And so finally got this one. It's very nice to be able to see ourselves and see that things are actually recording, which is also nice. But yeah, it's pretty simple. We have our 2 chairs here. We have a couple lights and that got a little bit messed up there. So we throw the lights on. I've got our lights back here that have some color on them. So we get a little bit of dynamic color back here. But yeah, pretty simple, pretty straightforward. I usually just have to put the camera and stuff back on the actual tripod here and kind of get everything set up because I don't leave the camera just sitting there. But otherwise, it's pretty simple and straightforward. But there you go, a little behind the scenes action for you. Also, if you don't already, you should follow us on Instagram. It's at Disneyville Podcast. And we just went up and filmed right now because we do a lot of audience participation. We asked, how would you build your perfect resort? So definitely follow us on Instagram at the Disneyville Podcast because we like to do, it's the bathroom in case anybody was curious. We like to do a lot of audience participation in every episode. So it's really fun. So anyway, hopefully you guys can join us. Some people found it shocking.
Did not expect you to say that. All right, filming time for real.
All right.
Here we go.
Okay, Jessica and I just filmed an episode of the Disneyville podcast, and we decided that while we were doing it, we were like, okay, burritos sound so good. So I'm stopping at the store. I just got Felicity, and we're going to run to the store real fast, right? Yep. Gonna run. Yep, I'm going to run to the store really fast and grab some stuff for dinner.
So I just teared up watching this reel. It's starting to snow. Of this woman. I think I should be able to link it below. I just shared it on my story, but by the time you see this, you wouldn't be able to see it. I feel like everyone should watch it because it's just such a beautiful idea. She basically talks about how she makes this certain sponge cake all the time. She's like, I've made it so many times every year for like 25 years. And she talks about how powerful it is to think about how, you know, so many different versions of her has baked that cake. And she goes through and names the different versions of herself. And it made me so emotional just to hear her basically call out her past selves, because a lot of what she said I saw myself in, and I think a lot of you guys would too. And anyway, you have to watch the whole thing. It's only 2 minutes long. Take 2 minutes out of your day. It is such a powerful and sweet sentiment, and I just feel like one of you guys out there needs to hear it today. So if that is you, we'll link it below so you can watch it. Anyway, all right. So we're all slowly but surely getting back to the house. I've got Gigi here. Tyler, I asked him to stop and get some groceries, which I'm assuming he's probably vlogging. And then I want to, as we said yesterday, I'm going to work out today, and I couldn't this morning because of the timing of everything that we needed to do. So I'm going to, even though I don't love working out at this time of day, I'm going to force it, and I'm going to go downstairs and do that once he gets here. And then it'll be dinner time. We're going to do tacos, and it's going to be a good night. And it's starting to snow, which is so, so exciting. And we also started doing this yesterday. I don't think we vlogged about it yet. The Santa's Kindness ornament that their papa got them. Santa leaves us a message each day when we scan it. It is so exciting, all the way from the North Pole. This would be a very special gift to give someone. I'm just saying, we can link it below. It is amazing. It's one of our favorite traditions we do each year. And as far as I know, I think Santa sends new messages each year too. You know what I mean? So it's very, very exciting. And he will send messages. I'm constantly cleaning up throw pillows, you know. And he sends multiple messages throughout the day. So it's cute. All right. You're a witness. I'm here. I'm doing this. Going to go on a run on the treadmill for 30 minutes. That's what I promised myself, and I promised you guys, and we're going to do it. Even though I don't want to. So one of my favorite instructors on Peloton always says, the hardest part of the workout is check done, you're here. And I love that mentality because it's so true. Like, you know, if we talk about that a lot with going to the gym, like if you get yourself to the gym, you'll work out. But the hardest part is getting yourself dressed, actually going, or like going on your run or whatever it is you're going to do. That is the hardest part. So check done, I'm here. All right, workout complete. We're all having some fun painting before we have some dinner, and I'm joining them.
Okay, so we are doing a very quick, simple dinner tonight. We're just doing literally just burritos. We were talking about in the Disneyville podcast that we filmed earlier how good that sounded. And so now here we are. I literally stopped at the store to get those ingredients. I might have mentioned that earlier. Anyway, so we're doing just classic burritos, tacos, whatever. But we're going to do it with ground bison instead of ground beef. And the reason why is because I was just reading about this. Apparently, and I got a little thing here pulled up. Bison, in a lot of ways, is healthier than ground beef, and they taste very, very similar. So according to this one thing, I kind of looked at a bunch of different ones, and it's pretty similar across the board. So calorie-wise, 100 grams of beef is 201 calories versus 143 calories of bison for 100 grams each. Carbs are about the same. Fat is 2 grams versus 8 grams. Bison has 2 grams, beef has 8 grams. Cholesterol's about the same. Protein's about the same, although some of them said that bison had, depending on which one you were looking at, the bison had a little bit more protein. And then the bison also had a little bit more iron as well, 3.42 grams versus 3 grams. So anyway, we've done it with turkey before, and I like ground turkey sometimes, but sometimes ground turkey can taste a little bit to me like dog breath, depending on the ground turkey. Most of the time it's okay, but every once in a while we get some and I'm like, it's bad. Even putting like spices and stuff in it, like whatever. So I'm going to make these with the ground bison, right meow. Very simple, very quick, very easy, very demure. Let's go.
We're like matching.
A little bit. All right.
I have my like 3 outfits though of the day. I've got like my normal day outfit. Mm-hmm. Okay, 4. It's like I live in like Downton Abbey times, right? Didn't they have like their breakfast dress?
Of course.
They're like whatever. So I start the day in my whatever out.
Pajamas.
I have five outfits in a day.
Yeah? Okay, talk me through it.
All right. Not every single day. You guys will get what I mean. In the morning, we're in our jammies, right? Mm-hmm. But I usually am on bus stop duty in the morning. Yeah. So I put on like joggers and a sweatshirt. Because I'm not going to go out my jammies, but I'm not quite ready. I'm just throwing it on, brushing my teeth. Not quite ready for the day to like get dressed and think through that. Mm-hmm. So I put those on. And I'll usually wear those like more than one day because I wear it for like an hour. Mm-hmm. Then I put on my real outfit, whatever it is. Then whenever it is I work out, of course I'm going to put on a workout outfit.
Yeah.
And then usually by this time of night, I've put on comfies. But they're not my pajamas, and this is where it gets
this is where you and I differ.
I know. Well, because I've realized if I have like joggers on or sweatpants that have a cuff, which most of my favorite comfy pants do at the bottom, I can't sleep like that because it'll ride up and it makes me crazy. Like,
so why don't you just put your PJs on?
Sometimes I do. I mean, a lot of times I do, but other times, like, it's chilly now, so I'm like, my PJs aren't necessarily as warm as like these.
Yeah. We had a roaring fire going a little bit ago, by the way. Speaking of it being cold. But so I mean, I guess, I wake up and I'll be in my PJs for a little bit, and then in an ideal world, I'll change into my workout clothes, go to the gym. Then from there, I'll usually go and shower and wear my normal day clothes, and then, just, slacks and a shirt, and by 4 p.m. I'm ready to take that monkey suit off. So I, switch back into my PJs around 4 or 5 p.m. So, that's
Some people are like, that can't be how many I wear in a day, but it is.
It's not that crazy.
Right? It is.
I mean, it's like 2 more outfits than I wear in a day, but...
Well, in fairness, you go through like 3 to 4 pairs of socks a day. I will do our laundry in a week. Sir. I'll do our laundry, and in a week, I'll wear socks every single day. So I'll have like, let's say 6 or 7 pairs of socks. You will have 20 plus. That I'm putting together. I'm like, what is it? I've got my little pile of socks and your mound.
Well, I wear I wear like workout socks, and then I usually wear like regular socks after that. So like 2 a day.
So your definitions of like the differing socks is like my definitions of differing comfortable clothes. Mm-hmm. Like I got my bus stop outfit. I've got my comps outfit that's like loungy, and my pajamas, and they are all separate.
Yeah, there you go.
I always struggle to organize these because I'm not sure how to do it. I know in my head what makes sense, but anyway.
Yeah.
So these are the riveting things we've been thinking about. What have you guys been thinking about?
We had, okay, when I was growing up, my mom used to buy these, like, green tortillas, and I don't remember exactly what they were. Oh, yeah, there's that hot frosty everyone keeps talking about.
That's it, and it's the guy from Schitt's Creek.
It doesn't even look
like him. I whisper
in
case there's a kid and they hear it and repeat it. It's just we're on 2 different timelines right now. Yeah, I know.
The long hair doesn't even look like it. But it's less about the hair, more about his face. Anyway, maybe that's just a weird picture of him. Anyway, we are like dogs and squirrel. What were we talking about? Socks.
Oh, you were talking about green tortillas.
Oh, the tortillas.
I think they're like the Olay or Mission brand, like big. They still sell them. It's like spinach, whatever, wrapped tortillas, and they're pretty big, like burrito size.
I remember liking them as a kid, and I thought that's what I got, but apparently you said I got something different.
No, you got the Tomorrow brand, which is what I get, and they have like low carb tortilla, whatever. But you got the green version. I didn't even know they made. Yeah. I didn't try. I had my
kind of tasted like raw flour and like spinach. It wasn't very good. Wasn't a big fan.
I really like the just OG original ones.
Yeah, that's what I should have done.
But did you vlog about dinner? I didn't even know.
A little bit, yeah. What's funny is I thought I was recording more than I was, and then I looked at one point and I'm like, that is not recording. So I think I got like 1 time lapse halfway through, which again, it was literally just browning ground beef. So
did you talk about how it was ground buffalo or no?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, because you said ground beef. I think the nickname or the instead of ground beef, you could just call it ground buff.
Ground buff. I did say ground beef. Didn't even cross. It's so used to saying ground beef. Ground bison. We need to end this.
I know. We're both very tired. I told you at the beginning of this, I was up super late. I just feel like we've been out of rhythm with sleep.
Yeah.
I also kind of want to get a bath, but I think I might be too tired. And I can't dive into that sad book again. I was just texting with the girls in my book club literally minutes ago, and one of them said, she just started the text chain, was like, This book makes me really sad. I'm like, okay, me too. I had to stop reading
What
it.
book
I'm
was
like,
this again?
It's The Nightingale by Kristen Hanna. She's the one that wrote The Great Alone, like all my favorites. It's just sad. So I'm like, but it's really good. But I'm like, can we move past this so we can get to like something slightly happier, because it is like rough to read. Yeah. Anyway. So.
I have nothing to say.
You have many things.
Well, nothing that's not been said.
Said by you, though, surely. Okay. We love you. I'm excited to go to bed. What are you going to do?
I'm going to go to bed. It's what, 8:30? No, it's not even. It's 7:55. Man.
But you know what? A lot of times we will like sit in bed for an hour.
Yeah.
And we'll play each other back in Scrabble, because we always have a Scrabble game going on our phone, you know. And then sometimes I'll do like a New York Times game. Mm-hmm. I haven't been doing that much lately though, because I'll like start playing. I'm like, this is a waste of time. Like I get mad. But and then we'll both read for quite a while. So
just 2 nights ago, I hit a 2-year streak on Duolingo.
Yeah, you always do that.
But I just hit my 2-year streak.
Right? That's amazing.
2 years, baby.
That is amazing. Had you been doing it pre 2 years ago though too? Right? This is just the streak of every single day.
Yeah, I've done it off and on for a long time, but yeah, this is the 2-year streak. Yeah.
Are you basically fluent?
No.
Nice. Really appreciate
I tried to comment back to somebody yesterday in French, and I'm pretty sure I just butchered it all. But hey, I tried.
That's half the battle is just trying.
I always figured that I'm like, okay, if we end up going and like I need to speak, I've got enough of a base of a language that I can like get my point across. And then if I'm like, okay, if I ever like really truly buckle down and wanted to study, I've got a great base of knowledge to start with. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely.
It's kind of the way that I view it, but
that's cool.
Someday. Also, speaking of that thing we were just singing a second ago, there is an album that I don't know if it just came out and I just somehow missed it, or if it just got added to Apple Music or whatever. But it's for our musical theater friends. It's Jason Robert Brown and Stephen Sondheim.
Oh yeah,
came out in 2019, and there's
a video. Did you see? There's a video of it.
No, I need to watch that.
I have mutual friends with Jason Robert Brown on Facebook, and I thought, oh, it's like his page. No, it's like his actual just private Facebook. I'm like, that's always cool. Anyway, and it was he must have shared. I don't know. Anyway, yeah.
So maybe the album just came out, but they recorded it in 2019 because I had seen the photo before. Like a couple of years ago, I saw the photo of and this is before obviously Stephen Sondheim passed away. A picture of the two of them, and that's the cover of the album. Also, one of our followers has said like Jason Robert Brown's like a family friend, which is like the coolest thing I've ever heard in my life. That's the coolest thing I've ever heard in my life. But so they did this concert together, and they went back and forth doing Sondheim songs and Jason Robert Brown songs, and Jason played and sang the whole show. And then at the very end, Stephen Sondheim comes up and does Good Thing Going, which is one of my all-time favorite songs, but he got up and sang it. And then they did this cool thing about harmonies and all that stuff, and how, you know, they had a melody that Jason Robert Brown wrote, and then Stephen Sondheim didn't know the song, and so he wrote his own accompaniment to it. It was great. Oh. So cool. So glad that this exists, and so glad that I found it. But my whole point is, first of all, the first song is Jason Robert Brown and Lin-Manuel Miranda. So cool. So cool them doing a duet together. But there's Joshua Henry and Katrina Lenk did Move On. And I had never heard this Joshua Henry guy before.
I feel like I recognize the name, but I don't know why.
Literally, it's Move On from Sunday in the Book with George. I might be thinking of
John Henry. The folk tale. I just read Gigi a book about him.
Yeah. But anyway, he blew me away. I don't know where this guy came from, but the first time I heard it, and they added some drums to it, and it just kind of has like a driving force to it. And this Joshua Henry guy is amazing. We saw Katrina Lenk play Bobby and Company too, so that was cool. But anyway, this guy's amazing. And if you happen to drive by me and you see my mouth, it's me singing along to that.
Anytime you'll pull up, by the way, especially at work,
yeah,
I can hear your music from your car through our windows, loud as can be.
Yeah,
you are going to have hearing trouble, my love. Anyway,
so anybody who doesn't know musical theater is going to be like, what?
This was a musical theater heavy
are they talking about?
I think I talked about it earlier today in the Vlog 2 musical theater. I'm like, sorry guys, this was heavy stuff. Anyway, all right.
Moving on.
All right. We love you guys. Bye.